Alien superplumes tectonic plates are not behaving as expected, causing a mysterious lithosphere fracture. And this is just a day ago. News concerning our geology. In eastern Africa, the tectonic plates are not behaving quite the way geologists expected them to. Not far from the capital of Kenya, Nairobi, a giant crack formed after heavy rains back in 2018, up to 20 meters wide, that's 60 feet, and up to 15 meters deep, that's about 50 feet, and stretching for several kilometers, including across the highway. Geologists then immediately explained that this is only a small manifestation of a mega process that has been going on for millions of years, not only in Kenya, but also in Ethiopia, Tanzania, and Mozambique. This process consists in the gradual separation of lithospheric plates. Volcanoes have formed in places on the border between them, and in general there's a strong geological activity. The so-called East Africa Fault passes there. We're talking about the Great Rift Valley, sorry. That part of Africa, which is to the right of the fault, belongs to the so-called Somali Plate. That to the left is the Nubian Plate. The Arabian Plate Peninsula is already the Arabian Plate, so according to the forecasts of scientists, everything goes to the fact that the movement of the Somali Plate will tear off the east of Africa from the rest of the continent, just like Madagascar did in the past, and this separation a part of it will become an island for a while and then hit the Arabian Plate. For this collision in the south of Yemen, apparently mountains are formed. This will happen, according to rough estimates, in a few million years. Geologists have compared this very gradual separation of the plates with the kids' gooey slime toy, a sticky viscous mass. If you hit it with a hammer, it will immediately burst, but if you gradually stretch it, then it becomes thinner without breaking. This is approximately what happens to the Earth's crust along the East African Rift Valley, and researchers explain. But the fact is that they have long been alarmed by this process, by one interesting thing. Logically, and from observations of similar faults on the planet, geologists expect that the two plates should diverge in opposite directions, that is, move as it were perpendicular to the fault, to the left and the right of it. And so it really happens, but in addition, these plates also walk along the fault, that is, parallel to it. This confirms the comparison of data from 30 satellites, and scientists cannot understand this displacement along the fault. There are two phenomena that are suspected of this longitudinal parallel walking. One phenomena is the so-called lithosphere buoyancy. This is such a property of the Earth's crust thanks to which it's held on top and does not sink in the mantle, just like icebergs do not sink in water. And this happens for exactly the same reason that icebergs float. The density of ice is less than that of water. According to the density of the solid crust is less than that of the viscous mantle. That is, both that and the other, as it were, pushes outward, and there is a version that the mysterious parallel movement of the plates is caused by some manifestation of this buoyancy, this expulsion. The second suspected phenomena is a truly curious phenomena that seismologists discovered. They listened to how earthquake shock waves pass through the bowels of the Earth and realized that there are two mysterious gigantic structures inside our planet that are silently denser than the rest of the surrounding mantle. That is, it is some slightly different material. It's different. One such alien piece is located under the Pacific Ocean, and the second is just under Africa. By the way, there is even such a hypothesis that these are parts of another planet that collided with Earth billions of years ago in the childhood of the solar system. These structures are called superplumes, and the geologists have established flows of mantle mass spread from them in the upper part of the mantle under the lithosphere, and they move the plates above them. To resolve the dispute, they made a three-dimensional modeling of the geological process taking place in East Africa and it turned out that the superplume is to blame. It causes the mantle to move from the southwest to the northeast of the continent, and that is in fact along the fault. But again, it's worth emphasizing that this huge mass of mysterious substance under Africa causes precisely the longitudinal displacement of the plates, and the fault itself as a whole is the result of the totality of everything that happened in the bowels of our planet. And this is on Soul Ask. Please leave your comments, and thank you for your support. Kindly support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support, and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.